flying fuck am I still here? What is up everyone, reminisce here, and this channel is now 10 years old! I created this channel back in 2015, and I'm not gonna lie, if you told me I would still be uploading even in 2025, I would probably believe you, honestly, but I would still be surprised. I started this channel because I really wanted to show people things I created, and if I'm being real with you, 10 years later, and that hasn't actually changed. Even now, my whole goal with uploading to this channel is just showing off things I've made and love sharing with people. The only difference between now and then is the types of videos I make and a large difference in my skill with editing. I mean, if you want to compare this to this. I think we know which one's better. And I'm not counting recently with how iffy I've been with uploads. Let's just put it simply and say, life's busyness sucks. But I've also been going through a lot behind the scenes, and I've been focusing a lot on my streaming, and I've been editing a lot of videos for other people, even in the professional realm too. Young me would probably never think I'd reach this point. Or at least not so soon. I thought for my 10-year anniversary it would be fun to go through kind of the timeline of this channel, the types of videos I've made, and how I've kind of evolved over the span of a decade. So, shall we? Newer members of this channel wouldn't know, but this channel actually started with and grew at first primarily because of alternate endings to Death Battle, which is a popular web series of pitting characters in duels to the death, and doing research to see who would win. It's funny because when I was first wanting to upload a video, Gaara vs. Toph had just come out, and I hated it. I firmly believe that it was incorrect, which funnily enough is not actually that outside the realm of what the consensus was years later. But for the time being, I just wanted that ending where Gaara won, and that was how I crafted that first video. It's deleted off my channel now, which I'll get into why momentarily, but this was the start of this passion that is my YouTube channel. Alternate endings grew more traction as time went on, especially with newer ones, but it wasn't very long before I became burnt out on them and began to honestly resent them. When I started, I just wanted my favorite character to win. And it didn't take super long before it just felt like stealing and editing Death Battle content, because realistically, that's all I was actually doing. Especially because at this point, I was doing it just for the audience I accumulated and not because I myself wanted to. It wasn't my own work, and eventually I wanted to go past that and do my own thing. So in 2019, I made a throwaway account to upload the archive vids to, deleted them off the main account, and never touched the throwaway account again. And I have to say, looking through these comments, yeah, I'm not missing much. Alternate endings was a part of my past I don't like to run from because I did make them, which is also why I don't mind talking about them here. But at the same time, I'm glad I'm not making them anymore. I'm glad the content I make now is a testament to my own editing and not taking something already made and lazily adding one edit to it. You could argue that anime cracks, AMVs, the likes are also like that, but I actually put an effort in making those transformative and not just cutting it early. I still love Death Battle and I watch it to this day, and I adore how far they've come and also how many people are like discovering it now. Even though it basically meant rebuilding my audience, like since a lot of people only watch me for those alternate endings, it was worth it. I love my community and I love sharing the projects I make from the heart with them. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Gary's Mod shorts real quick. Gmod is the second type of content style I would make, and I still do them to this day. Well, kind of. One of the first YouTube channels I came to love was SMG4. His style of mixing Gmod with Super Mario 64 was iconic, and my style of humor was also greatly influenced by his content too. I find it interesting because I don't really watch his content anymore, mainly just because it can be a little hard to keep up with all the new lore behind it, and to be honest, it's just not really my cup of tea anymore. But I still have a lot of respect for Luke and Kevin, and I'm glad that they're still doing well, and I respect the direction that they've taken the channel. Plus, I love Glitch Studios content. Amazing Digital Circus is wonderful. But I wanted to make my own stories with Gmod as an engine as well, and looking back, I realize how shit I am at writing stories. My old ones are a whole level of awful, but even present day me, I'm not the biggest fan of how I write these stories. Recent ones are okay in my eyes, but outside of editing techniques that I begin implementing that I'm proud of, I've yet to write a story that I can look back on and say I'm proud of. I think the primary reason for that is because I'm an editor, not a writer. My writing has a lot of flaws with it, and I miss a lot of plot holes or unfunny bits that don't work when transitioned to a video. And honestly, I'm not ashamed of that either. I can work on it, of course, but it's just not my expertise. I've met a lot of people recently who are very good writers, and they could probably help me write a good story significantly more than I could ever write on my own. But I'm better at telling a story rather than writing it. I think that's also why one of my favorite technical Gmod shorts was my Nuzlocke experience with Shiro. Not only did it write itself, because I was just retelling what happened in the series of that stream, but I was also a group project. I did the whole initial gaming experience with Shiro. He, alongside my friends Gigi and Galadite, they lended their voices to the project. I mixed Blender with Gmod, I used recorded video, and I don't hate my narration. That's a video I can say I'm proud of. I want to be able to make more stories, just like with Gmod, that I can say I'm proud of, which is just definitely harder given everything that happened earlier this year and made getting Pokemon models a little hard, to say the least. I still have a script for a Halloween short that I can't use because I don't have a Mimikyu model, and when I tried to get one commissioned, I got scammed. So that's fun. Plus, my whole subpar writing issue, I'm slowly working on it, but that's why it's faded out more recently. But they're not gone, and hopefully I can make a truly spectacular one soon. You know, I wrote the Safari Zone with the intention of making it a trilogy one day, but I never knew how to do that second video. I'll keep thinking on that, hopefully with some help one day. Anime cracks are also kind of an interesting topic for me. I created them after being inspired by Pokemon Ranger Boy 12, and also Lost Pause to a degree. What I find funny is I completely misunderstood what cracks were for way too long. Young me thought it was just add songs to anime clips, when no, it's turn anime clips into memes. And I don't actually think that fully clicked with me for a while in the beginning. It's only recent cracks that I actually feel I fully understood the assignment and can actually make actual memes using anime. 18 onward is where I consider that cutoff point, but weirdly enough, I think I'm getting burnt out on cracks too. Not that I'm resentful with making them like alternate endings, but I feel like anime cracks just in general have kind of fallen out of style. People don't really make them anymore. I won't pretend to fully understand why, other than just video types die off in time and need to adapt to something new, which I have been doing. And also kind of why anime cracks have been slowly appearing less and less. I don't want to send them off without some kind of goodbye, though. We're approaching number 33 with anime cracks, and I think 36 will be my final one. 3 seasons worth of anime cracks. I think that'd be fitting, don't you think? Speaking of video types that relatively died out, you ever realize that you don't really see AMVs anymore? Long inspired me in this field too, but I gotta admit, AMVs are also kind of a dying art in our present time of 2025. AMVs have been on the internet for years, and so many talented editors have made wonderful ones over the course of 2010s and the early 2020s. But I gotta admit, these days I just enjoy making them as a traditional Valentine's Day thing. It's a chance to try out new editing techniques and songs that I like, but not burning myself out on them since I'm only doing one a year. And I'm not limited to the ship choice either. For the most part, I put myself at risk of those who don't like the ship, I suppose, but to that I say, oh well, in for a penny. I don't think I'll do AMVs forever or anything. I don't mind continuing them for the time being though. Especially for my favorite holiday. I think the only other one to bring attention to that's been around long enough to talk about is my gaming content. It's funny because when I first added gaming to the channel, I was expecting it to be the kind of thing I did the least. Since back then, I also viewed gaming as kind of low effort content, and it certainly can be if it's done poorly. But it's also one of the most prevalent video topics on in my channel in current day, just not in the way I would have expected. I got hard inspired by King of Skill montages, and now I currently really enjoy making meme montage style gaming content. Modded Smash, Unite, and I'm currently editing one for Sernova right now. It's a mixture of a lot of editing styles I like, and it's a current passion of mine, so while it will probably fade over time, I enjoy it for right now, and that's kind of really all that matters to me. Those are really the main types of videos I've made throughout my life. I guess you could also count my stream highlights too, though I don't really have a ton to say about them. I love reminiscing about my stream moments with my friends, collab partners, and community members, and that's what those montages are for me. I gotta do another one soon. But yeah, this channel has been and always will be a household for my passions as a video editor and a content creator, and I truly am grateful to you guys for allowing me to share the things that I make with you throughout the decade. Thank you so much for 10 years. I promise I will continue to do my best to grow and evolve, and I will happily welcome you to join me on that journey as well. Green Azumarill here, and I shall see all of you next time. Ciao for now!